Now, you see, as I would like to say you, okay, fine. So WBC's parts we understood, right? Now, when we already understand the parts of the WBC, now what happens is that we know all the WBC is responsible for fighting the diseases, right? Fighting the germs or infection. We say like that. Now what happens is that if I talk about, you see, the if I like to talk about the various parts, who does what. Suppose if I want to say eosinophil, basophil, neutrophil and monocyte and lymphocyte, अगर मैं ओवरऑल बोलूँ ग्रेनुलोसाइट एग्रेनुलोसाइट भूल जाऊँ तो WBC का 5 पार्ट बनता है, न्यूट्रोफिल, यूसिनोफिल, बेसोफिल, जो जिसमें ग्रेन्यूल्स है तो ग्रेनुलोसाइट, और 4th पार्ट इज मोनोसाइट, 5th पार्ट इज lymphocyte. Now you see there are features, there are difference in structures, which is not important from syllabus point of view right now in this chapter. What is important is that what this cells does to protect us from diseases. What this cell does to protect us from diseases. Now you see eosinophil and basophil, they are basically macrophages. Now you will tell, sir, what are macrophages? Macrophages are those kind of cells which can engulf a bacteria. Have you seen, you are in class 12, amoeba doing its nutrition? Yes. The same is the procedure. At that place it is, I hope, known as pinocytosis. There is one term, pinocytosis or something like that. I exactly forgot, you can Google it, what is pinocytosis. But amoeba taking up, they create the pseudopodia thing and engulf it and create a food vacuole where lots of enzymes are there to break down the food into simpler, and then assimilation of the food occurs in amoeba. Same, if any bacteria infects us, these macrophages can engulf that bacteria and put it inside a vacuole. This process is done by the WBC, the neutrophils and the eosinophils. When they do it, the neutrophils and the eosinophils, when they do it, they are known as phagocytosis. Remember the term. What it is known as? Phagocytosis. So if we define phagocytosis, so your answer will be phagocytosis is a process in which our macrophages are a type of WBC, the neutrophils and the basophils, which engulfs the bacteria that has entered. This process is known as phagocytosis. Neutrophils and eosinophils, not basophils, sorry, neutrophils and eosinophils, as it is shown here. Okay. Now, this is done also by monocytes. I told who does it? Neutrophils and eosinophils. They do what? They act as macrophages. They always act as macrophages. Always. All over the body. Monocytes at first do not act as a macrophage. Monocyte, when in the cell, okay, they normally remain in the cell. But if there is a cut, suppose, in your body, suppose the object with which there is the cut, microorganism can enter from there, right or wrong? At that place, obviously microorganisms are entering. Monocytes get collected in a huge number and then they convert into themselves into macrophages and engulf the bacteria.
Along with the platelets?
Along with the platelets, obviously. They go there and platelets are doing platelets ka work. They will create fibrin sheath and clot the blood. That is a different thing. But the monocytes will also reach there and engulf the bacteria and break it down. Are you getting my point? Now, obviously this will happen. So this is the work of monocytes. Now remaining the work of basophils. Basophils release a chemical known as histamine. Histamine. Basophils release a chemical known as what? Histamine, which is important for inflammation. Now question will be arising here, sir, what is inflammation? Okay, fine. We understand basophils release a chemical known as histamine, which is important for inflammation. But a question arises, what is inflammation? Then I am saying,